Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, share screen. Start. Now, like, I don't know how to. Let's just give it a shot and see what happens. But like, I have a feeling it's gonna lag a little bit on your end.
I just hung up on him.
No, we just. Oh shoot, Skype just died. Well, I guess sharing screen isn't gonna work.
No, I think I clicked the hang up button when I was trying to maximize the screen.
Good thing you don't work in technology.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'll try share my screen again.
I'm gonna do videos so you can have little pop-ups of our head in the corners.
I'm not doing any of that. Are you recording on your end?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's play it and just see like if it's all super choppy, then we'll have to stop it. But here. All right.
I see a black screen.
I haven't started it yet. Okay, I'm gonna sync this thing with the microphones, and somehow clap my hands, or I'll snap. So,
Well, it's not gonna sync on my end because I got earbuds in.
oh, hmm, we're gonna need a way to. All right, well then, uh, like clap on three, okay? So
Okay.
on three, and I'm using your
Yeah.
clap on my thing, so do it right, okay?
Yeah.
All right, one, two, three.
No child labor laws were violated in the making of this film. Maybe just one or two.
Oh,
What'd you do?
nothing. It just went crazy.
That's fine.
Well, what are you even doing under there, actually?
Uh, starter stuff,
Yeah. Well, that
and then cross member stuff. So disconnecting the starter and the cross member, I think.
yeah, I remember that because you worked on the starter there, and I took a picture of it while you're there. Well, I liked how you were doing all the work. That was really cool. Thanks for doing that for me.
Yeah. Don't worry, later on I stand around and drink soda while you try and do something, and then I have to work to help you out. I didn't realize the kid was fronting around that much while I was laying under the van.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Well, she kept herself busy.
Yeah. So I must have been doing some other stuff, or otherwise I'm really slow.
What were you doing under there? You know you changed the oil, right?
Did I?
Did you drain the oil
And then
out?
I took out the EGT probe, undid the tranny linkage,
Oh, that's right.
uh,
The EGT probe, you couldn't get that bushing out or whatever.
yeah, and undid the cross member, transmission cross member. That must be power steering pump work there, trying to get that off.
Yeah.
And back under there for I don't. Oh, I took off the up pipes for the exhaust. There's one.
Yeah, there's one there. What? Because after a while, I told you to stop working on that bushing because it doesn't come out.
Yeah, I got the probe out instead, which was also carboned in and stuck.
Yeah, that was tough. Well, no, I got it out, remember?
No, I don't remember.
Because he said something like, I can't get it out. And then I went under there and I kind of wiggled it a bunch and then it gradually came out.
And
And then I worked on the AC before that. Before you did the, the power steering, I was doing the AC pump and like the alternate.
pretty sure I just took a nap there.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
that right there was the scene where I gave you the alternator bolt and said, "Hey, put this on the alternator," and then you threaded it into a hole on the back side of the alternator. So when we put the alternator in, I couldn't find the bolt because it was in the back of the alternator.
Well, I found you a new one, so shut up.
Yeah, the new one is far superior. So that's good.
I have no idea what. What did I just drag out? Something.
It looks like the
And
deep
lunch
wells.
break.
It looks like the deep wells. Yeah, you're drinking a lot. What are we doing here? Holy cow. Maybe I took the
Well,
IP out there. I don't know what's going on.
maybe I'm just laying on the creeper and sleeping. I don't remember what the hell I was doing there.
I mean, I remember pulling the turbo off. Um, so there's a lot on the inside that you can't really see.
Well,
But
almost see it through there.
I bet you this has got to be the IP and the injector lines and
Yeah.
and like the little plug harness and all that other stuff because it's a hassle with the Hypermax kit.
There's a lot of me just leaning there because things that I'm not going to touch. Because I'm not allowed.
Oh, here we go. We're getting to the good stuff. All right. So one thing we learned is we put the anchor points in the wrong spot, so it leaned forward. And we looked at the photos, and it looked like we had them in the right spot from the previous pulls, but we didn't. But it still came out. It was just tilted forward like an inch or so, and it made it really tough getting out.
So, taking the engine mounts off underneath.
We just unscrewed them.
Yeah.
Because in order to get the thing out, you have to like pull the engine off of the cross member, and then while it's dangling there, pull the mounts out because you still don't have enough clearance. This is done without the lifting the body and without the IP. So you've just
Another lunch break, must have been supper break or something. And we're back, and you can barely see us moving inside the van there, behind the fan.
Oh, okay. We're in the van. That means you were disconnecting the tranny. Remember?
Okay.
'Cause you were on top, and then I was underneath, and then you left like one bolt on, and it was tweaking the torque converter a little bit, but then we got her going again. So here's probably where we're learning, we need to take out a link. And I think that's where you banged your head on the shop crane. And then here's where we decided to put the jack underneath it so we could pull out the link. Oh, it's out.
And we're done.
That
It's just that easy.
It's so easy in the van, really.
Engine stand, move the crap out of the way, and then hours of dinking around, cleaning stuff.
Yeah, but that's where the high performance comes from. You know, if you don't have 3 coats of paint, you're not going to break 400 horsepower. You got to swap over parts. So the Hypermax valve cover has the grommet for the CDR. And I think we swapped over an exhaust manifold. We'd swapped over the...
Does that mean doing glow plugs there? Must have been.
Yeah. You like slathered them in that anti-seize.
I work in rust country. So it must be tightening the exhaust manifold. I didn't see me swap it, so it must have been just hanging there.
Well, one of them was good, and the other one had to be swapped over, so I think the other side got swapped.
So now I'm swapping the other.
That red paint on that oil cooler adds 50 horsepower right there.
It's amazing.
Same thing for those valve cover retainers as well. It's only 5.
And mounting in the dipstick for the oil
That was
on the dog and pony show.
Is that the one that was bent? Or
I
no?
don't remember if I started with that one and then switched. I'm waiting to see that blue piece of tape disappear. I don't even think I tried to mount the one that was bent. I think we gave up on that before we got that far. Water pump swap, and then we switch angles.
Yeah, there's a water pump gasket you said on that box. Weren't you looking for that for a while?
I don't remember.
It's like, where's that gasket? Oh, it's just in those boxes right there. That's the classic mistake we always make. Is we're like, oh, well, make sure we have the part. Well, let's move it to a spot where we don't remember where we're gonna put it right before we need to use it.
Yeah. So I'm out there scrubbing the cross member until my legs and back burn, and then I come back in and do some something top cover. I had to swap over the IP top cover thing there because you had to send the other one off to your buddy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the gear housing front panel.
Yeah.
And then you moved over the tack sensor as well, since I don't need it.
And lunch break. Or we're in the backyard painting something, maybe.
No, because I moved the camp. Well, it's probably lunch break, but I could have cut this out, but I didn't want to watch too much of it. When I was compiling all the images, which took a freaking long time. We had something like 4 days worth of images. Oh, we're back. I walked around a whole bunch to look at things.
Must be finishing water pump.
Oh, that's right. So when I put the harmonic balancer on, it looked like it didn't line up right. So I put the shims in a different way so that it would line up. But then we moved over the water pump, and then the way I had done the shims wasn't right, so I put it back to stock. And in order to tighten those down, he had to hold the belt.
Now we're standing out there scrubbing that cross member again. And move the camera. Dinking around cleaning something. I don't know what I'm doing.
You were cleaning up like the cables, because they were just coated in like diesel or oil or something.
Oh yeah, the battery cable. I was screwing around cleaning that.
And then you clean like the tranny or something. Well, right here you're cleaning your asshole, but other than that, yeah. But yeah, you cleaned up a bunch of cables, the tranny, and then I worked on the cross member again, and
that's pretty much what I do for the rest of the video. Just stand around and drink soda.
You gained like 10 pounds when you came out.
Yeah. You're telling me you didn't gain any weight?
No way, man. I burned that off.
Oh, here's me shaking green paint for a good half hour, and then you decide we're not going to use that.
Yeah, I didn't want to use green. Like, it was a good suggestion, and I really, I don't know, I thought it could work, but in the end, I like, oh, there it is. There's the primer. I'd climb in there. You drank more soda. No wonder you were up on me with the sodas anyway. You had plenty of time to drink. Look at me. I'm working around the clock. You don't have time to slurp up any soda.
Well, I mean, maybe if you paid me a decent wage, I would have felt like I needed to work.
Is that why you drink so much soda? You're just like, all right, if I'm getting paid in soda, then I might as well just drink it all.
Yeah, it's probably part of it.
Yeah, we had the color swatch. We spray painted some paper to see how the green looked. Just didn't work for me.
Yeah. I mean, you climb that spray paint horsepower curve, and then at some point it tapers, and then it just nosedives. So you can't get too many colors in there, otherwise you start losing horse. So.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. The green was far end of the spectrum. We were just going to blow her up and go off the end of the cliff, so we had to go with orange.
Yeah. Alright, is this me painting orange now?
You betcha.
It's a much safer color. when you think about it. I'm gonna set this thing up on the dyno, and then they see the green crossmember. They're gonna be like, "No way, man! You're gonna blow up our apparatus." And then we stare at it while we wait for it to dry.
Who says watching paint dry ain't no fun? You just ain't watching the right paint.
So now we're... Oh, yeah, you know that tarp? Totally gone. We had a windstorm right after you left, and ripped it to shreds.
Nice.
Oh, we're...
Whoa.
Alright, so now we're wrapping pipes.
Betcha.
You gotta wrap your pipes before you lay pipes.
I remember I had to get myself in frame there. I was out of the shot. I'm like, oh, look, me drinking soda.
You really move around a lot. This is so king of the hill.
Pretty much.
Jeez.
I think I was asking you like things to do, and you're like, no, let's just wrap this pipe, no. So, I look like a loafer, but whatever. See, I helped right there. Did you see that? Roll that back.
What'd you do? I didn't see it. What happened?
Like I had to hold something while you tighten a hose clamp or something like that.
There you go.
I think I even had to go and get a hose clamp. One of them was broke or something. Oh, me.
Yeah, so...
Making a vain attempt at organizing tools so that I don't spend 3 hours looking for the frickin' 9/16.
It actually did help. That was a good idea.
For a little bit.
We never did find that 10 mil though.
Another oil dry application. I hope I didn't get a whole bunch of dust on your paint before it's set.
That's why. Oh, now I know why. That's why I don't have the horsepower. You brushed all that dust into my paint.
Yeah. I'm sure you were the one that told me to do it too.
Maybe.
Because I would have been like, screw it. Let's just put this thing in.
All right. So, did we move the camera for that?
Yeah.
Wow. So there's the new one, and the old one's further away. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Tucking away things, I think.
Oh man, the hardest part about that is that AC line on the driver's side. It doesn't get...
Yeah, the coolant hoses and the metal coolant lines in the middle of the engine bay were not pleasant either.
Yeah, and then the
They
manifold...
were worse coming out.
The manifold has those nubs too, so it was always hitting the passenger side, like coarse.
So here we realized we were a link too long again.
At least we were oriented right.
Yeah, I think this is where I smashed my head on the engine crane. But maybe. I don't remember if it was coming in or out. So now we must be fiddling around, lining up the tranny.
Yeah.
See someone's moving around in there. Tranny, maybe drive shaft.
No, we didn't do the drive shaft till the end. Did we get it in already? Oh yeah, and we're drinking.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Celebratory beverage.
It doesn't even take that long. This is a pretty easy job.
Yeah. Except for the stupid starter wire and the ground wire on the passenger side there. I think we probably did that at least 4 times.
That's like the funniest part. That starter wire, I even told you before we started, because the last time we did this, you jumped it by torquing it down, and then when I hook up the batteries, it cranks right away. And I'm like, I told you. You're like, well,
Well,
we've got...
even the routing of it here, I did that routing like 3 times, and then you came and you did it again because it's all wrong.
No, not I did it like 3 times because I did it wrong 3 times after you did it wrong 3 times.
Oh, so we did it a half a dozen times.
Yeah, at least because I remember like I go, all right, cool, I finally got this routed right, and then I look, I'm like, wait a minute, the negative's all weird, and then I do it, and then I realized I did it all wrong again. See, is this what I'm doing right here? I literally did it 3 times. So if you did it 3 times, at least we're consistent then.
Yeah,
And then I'm doing the power steering here.
I must be fiddling around with the starter.
Because we had that little wire we had to bundle with the other one.
Yeah.
No, you're putting the injectors in, I think.
Must be.
No, you were on the inside.
Alright, more standing around. Loop some belts around there.
Yeah,
Must be
this
back.
that's
Oh, that's where you're redoing it.
yeah. I redid I redid it 3 times because every time I did, I'm like, well, how I did that all wrong. That's where I'm telling you where I did it all wrong. And then you went back to paint the up pipes, I think. I think that's where you were.
I was back in the cab there again. You can see me floating around in there.
Yeah, you're doing the. This must be where you're doing the injectors now. And then the bundle here, I can see that that's the glow plug harness.
Yeah.
That takes a while because you got to run it underneath the injector lines, but then like underneath the IP, underneath the injector lines, and then the Hypermex has that little platform over the valve cover. Everything has to fit together just right. Oh, a guy in the forum said to heat shrink the glow plugs because the ceramic coating all wore off. We should have done that when we had it off.
Next time.
Yeah, next time for sure. Ugh.
We'll be doing it next spring.
What? I'm sure something else will go wrong with it.
Oh, you're cleaning that power steering pump.
Yeah. It looks nice
I don't know
now.
where I am.
Maybe you're painting it now. Oh, there you are. Sweeping again. Ruining that paint.
I don't know what that little blurb was.
Did you take the camera with you?
It was your ugly mug that flashed on there, so I don't know what happened.
Alright. I must be putting in the IP or something now. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, we gotta be getting close. I'm standing around doing nothing a lot, so that must be what's going on.
What? Are you crushing a can? What are you doing?
Oh, I must be cleaning something. Oh, I must be looking for a new alternator bolt.
That's it. And I put the alternator in, and oh, bolt's missing, and I knew I gave it to you.
Yeah, I took care of it. Now you're on the inside, and
Yeah, this must be the turbo. Or no, when I put the IP in, I go in from the doghouse. So I must have put the IP in.
yeah.
And then right when we, oh, it's not yet.
Back in there doing something.
This has got to be the turbo now. We got all the wiring and the injector lines and everything tightened down. Then it's got to be turbo because it's on the inside. Could have brought the camera in for that.
Maybe. Show the precision engineering of it all. Well, I went under the van with the up pipes now.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Oh, that is a hassle. The Banks kit would have been a better exhaust system, but their air intake system is so messy and it just takes up the entire engine bay. I'd rather have a troublesome exhaust system that only goes in once, rather than have a huge labyrinthian air intake system that's always in the way when I want to crack injector lines or do something.
And then here's the earthquake. Right there, see?
Yeah,
There it was.
that was it. 5.4 Channel Islands.
Must be another lunch break.
We're getting close. If we just put the turbo in, then did we start it up without the like the air intake and everything? Or did we put it all back together?
We put it all back together.
What are you doing underneath there?
Probably trying to get those stupid up pipes to fit.
Did we already connect torque converter?
I think you'll see me with the breaker bar on the front of the engine. I don't remember if that's the... Yeah, there's a breaker bar, because I had to do it myself. So I have a breaker bar laying on the front of the engine when I was tightening that. Maybe we were discovering that you had the torque converter lined up in the wrong holes at this point.
Oh, that's right. So, I'm not gonna like name names here or like that, but we accidentally put the torque converter in the wrong holes, and like mistakes were made. That's all that matters. And we had to one by one replace the training mount bolts with the long ones, and then slide it back, and it actually worked perfectly. We
So there you see the breaker bar. That must be me after we realigned it, and if now I'm finally doing torque converter bolts.
You did that all yourself?
Yeah.
Well, that's...
You were off cleaning or painting something instead of getting this thing put together.
Like I told you, horsepower.
You're probably painting injector lines or something.
That's probably true. You know, if you don't put those clear coat layers on, you're never going to get the horsepower you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm walking back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Must have been like the vacuum pump and the alternator I must be futzing with over there.
Oh, that's right. Remember we couldn't get the alternator on? It was like the hardest part of this whole thing, was putting the alternator back in. Well, no, that was after we had the radiator in, because I remember I had to finagle it in there.
Yeah, after we had to take it back out.
Oh, this is... Alright, well, no, this isn't it either. I was going to say this is the T-stat leak, but we don't have the radiator in.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just so fried that we're working really slow.
I think we're just missing all the things that we had to do 6 times. Well, here I come with the radiator. He-man that in there.
Alright, so now the hard part. Getting an alternator in a 7.3 1988 Ford Rape.
I think we already had that hooked up. We had to take it back out in a little bit, because you don't see me pouring jugs yet. Oh, we were fiddling around with that tranny cooler.
Well, no, there's more time lapse of that. This is putting the AC condenser back in.
Okay.
And then the snaps didn't go in right, so I had to use a dental pick to get those to work. And then you finally got... Oh, yeah, that was it right there. That was the tranny cooler.
Yeah. So now we're starting to fart around with that.
Oh, yeah, you spilled tranny fluid all over the place. That's why we have more oil dried on there. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
So this is the time lapse of us working on the stock E350 cooler, and then this one is some sort of U-Haul cooler that I got off of one of those IDI U-Hauls, and we were going to try to swap it over, but we could not get that thing loose. There's like these big 1-inch nuts on the end of it, and we really gave her hell. And then right there, that last scene is. Oh, did you break it? I can't
I
remember.
broke it.
Yeah, like we just hammered down, and that was after I soaked that in penetrant oil for 2 days before that, and we heated it up, and it just ripped up the cooler. So, and the best part about breaking it is then we know we can't use it, so we just moved on. Done.
Yep.
The sooner
Problem solved.
yeah, the sooner you break it, the sooner you can move on to finishing the other stuff.
So here I am fiddling around with the tranny lines underneath.
You know, I ordered a replacement. I found a very close replacement for that bigger one, the U-Haul one, on eBay. Guy sent it to me. Thing was all dinged up, and I don't think he wrapped it well, but he messed it all up, and then I had to send it back. So, still don't have the big cooler.
Here I am pouring in jugs.
All right, that's it right here where it starts to leak. Let's see. Is there a puddle underneath? Well, there's always a puddle, but is there a bigger puddle?
It happened here when I do the water. There it is. Now we're going, oh crap.
Yeah. That's it.
So we didn't get a good seal on the T-stat housing. I forgot why.
We didn't put Permatex on with the gasket.
Yeah.
It was the only thing other than the water pump that didn't have Permatex plus gasket.
So we gotta take the alternator back out, take the T-stat housing back off.
Well, and also the bracket for the vacuum pump gets in the way of the T-stat as well, so it's a bit of an ordeal, but it's not awful.
Permatex application, gasket back in.
And then we had lunch. Wait for the Permatex to dry, sort of. And then the worst part, putting the alternator back in. It's much harder than putting an engine in, that's for sure. I suppose we could have turned the camera off during lunch.
Nah. Acts as a security cam. What if some hobo came up here and stole your tools?
Or tried to sleep in the van.
It's more true. No earthquakes today. Just yesterday.
That's crazy. We could have been underneath there when that earthquake happened. But we were eating. Like, what are the odds of that? Like, we were underneath that van for like 3 days straight. And the one time we go and relax and have a lengthy lunch, there's a 5.4 earthquake.
Lengthy lunch. You were slave driving it. Those were like half-hour lunch breaks.
Yeah, that's lengthy.
Yeah,
I'm being quite generous for you.
I don't know what we're off fiddling with now.
We must have got it back in now. Got the alternator back in. What are we doing?
I don't know, maybe you decided you wanted more time for the Permatex to set up and we're fiddling with something else. Alright. Water back in. Fart around with the alternator. No leaks.
Oh no, this is the alternator again because we didn't want to put it all the way in just in case we had to take it off and redo the Permatex.
Yeah.
So, even more.
I carried that heavy ass bumper all over by myself, so might as well stop and have a little breather and watch you work. Then I try.
God, alternator. It's the bottom bolt doesn't want to go in, no matter what you do. Wow, this is pretty. There we go.
I bolted that whole torque converter better by myself faster than that.
Yeah, that when we put the engine in, it was faster than that.
Alright, so get the balance in and top radiator support. Must be thinking about starting it here pretty quick. So we had it running while we were bolting that bumper on.
That's right.
You must be cranking on it and it's not getting fuel yet.
Yeah. All right.
Yep,
Well,
now we have it running.
we cracked the lines a bunch.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Pretty easy.
Celebratory donut.
Yeah, donut and a drink, which, that's a little bonus for you, for working so hard. Me being generous.
Much appreciated. And Fiend?
That's it, yeah. Not too bad. Just 4 days of work? Can't remember how many days we did that. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days?
Yeah. We worked till 1 a.m. one night. The rest of the nights we were knocked off by. We really didn't work too many late night shifts.
Yeah. Not like the previous swaps where we were up till like 4 in the morning. What was that one
Yeah.
where we like worked right up until sunrise? It was even after sunrise and we were like test driving it. What was that?
Basically, we worked right until you had to take me to the airport.
Yeah, but what project was that? Was that the turbo install?
I don't know if it was. I don't remember.
That's like so crazy because if it is a turbo install, that's like now just step 3 like in our current projects. We're like, "Oh, we got to put the turbo back together." Like, go do that. And then like we did that what 3 years ago or 4 years ago and that was like a 3-day project and we worked around the clock.
Yeah. Well, it didn't fit right. And you're like, it should fit better than this. Like, oh, this tranny linkage should work, and this dipstick tube should work. And once you accept that it doesn't work, it's a lot easier.
That's
You don't
that's true.
you don't fiddle around with it. It's like, oh yeah, there's no kickdown linkage for the transmission. Just don't fucking worry about it. Or, oh, the dipstick tube is just a section of heater hose spliced in between the two ends, and just don't worry about it.
Yeah, or like the up pipes don't seal. Yeah, that's Hypermax.
Yeah,
Just
don't.
jam it full of acoustical sealant and call it good. Yeah, kit's got some problems, but it seems like it's getting easier. We're learning a lot, and then we forget what we learned, and then we keep making the same mistakes.
Yeah, it gets more fun. You solve the problem faster, every time that you iterate on it. So
It's, you make the same mistakes, but you fix them faster.
yeah,
That's kind of the moral for life, really.
indeed.
Yeah. Well, any final words that you want to say? Anything that's like a moral or you know something witty? Do you have anything you want to say that's gonna be fun?
Yeah, remember to like and subscribe below. Thanks.
No, no, no. Do not subscribe. I'm sick of that crap. I'm sick of going on YouTube. Everybody wastes all their fucking time talking about subscribing. I don't want you to subscribe. Don't subscribe. There you go. And don't like the video. I'm not even gonna turn on comments.
That's probably a safe bet. Don't turn on comments.